Hey everyone, welcome to another installation tutorial for interchangeable inserts, the Ultimate Thumb. Okay, so this product has come out from Ultimate, it's been on the market now for quite some time. Really good product, very similar installation to anything that uses a 1.5 inch drill bit. For this, you do not need to buy a separate drill bit. You could use whatever 1.5 you have in your rack. And the one advantage about this one is that on the outer sleeve, you have a little bit of a top hat here. Okay, so basically you don't need a stopper on the drill bit. Basically the stopper is in the outer sleeve. So that is a huge advantage there. Okay. Another advantage to this system is that the locking pins on the inner sleeve, okay, either on the 1 1/4 or on the 1 3/8 sleeve, okay, as you see here, basically the difference is that the slug here just goes over the top. So the main difference here is that the locking pins are on the outside wall, meaning that the bottom of the locking mechanism in this case is non-existent. Okay, so if you have clients that have really long thumbs and that they feel like they touch the base of every interchangeable, this is their option, because you could drill this at any depth because of the top hat, and also because you can basically drill through the base here and it won't affect the performance of the interchangeable. So like I said, this is a great interchangeable just for that one reason, that you could drill it at any depth. Is a really neat tool, and something that the other three systems do not really accommodate very well for. Okay, so the inner sleeve here comes in 3 different variations. Okay, so we've got the blank one, so you could use, let's say, a custom thumb, or let's say you use vinyl sleeves, you could pop them into here, that would be done there. You have the full 1 1/4 and you have the full 1 3/8. Okay, so for this exercise we will be using just the full 1 1/4, which is the one that you'll be using the most. So again, outer sleeve, inner sleeve, or if you hear me say female and male, that's basically it. So here we go. So to not have to bore you with the details about drilling the 1.5 inch hole, you can check out some of the other tutorials there. However, the way that I always do it is I line up my cut line with the drill bit that I will be using for the end hole. So in this case here, we're always using 15/16, excuse me. And also this 1.5 inch hole is pitched in the direction of the spec sheet. So in this case, we're using a 1/4 inch reverse. Okay, so I'm going to set my machine to there. The hole is drilled at a 1/4 inch reverse, so when this pops in, it's already at a 1/4 inch reverse. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is now take my outer sleeve, sand it again just to give something for the glue to adhere to really nicely. Okay, and then same thing as every other interchangeable system, we do have a indicator here, so we have a little pin that we can now indicate to line up with our center line. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to grab our slow setting glue. Ultimate also sells an epoxy that you can mix. It's a 2-part, so part A and part B, which is very slow setting. So if you really have clients that do complain that they don't feel like the glue is sturdy enough to hold the locking mechanism in, you could check out the Ultimate epoxy and use that. I find that to be a little bit overkill, but to each their own. Okay, so here I'm just going to knock this in, wait a couple seconds for this to glue in, and we'll be good to go. So now we've waited a couple seconds, this is locked in, this is good to go. Okay, what I'm going to do is bring my machine back to 0 here in this case. We're going to cut off that top hat. Okay, we'll be able to clean this up a little bit later as well. Okay, this is just so we can get in there and tighten. So just hit this at the top with your bevel knife. Get that all cleaned up. Vacuum out any residue. And now we're going to grab our sleeve. Okay, so here, same thing. We have 2 tabs, one bigger, one smaller. So the big tab's on the left, the small tab's on the right. Okay, so we're going to pop this in. Our pliers. And lock that in. Okay, so a little bit less of an audible click on this one. However, you do feel it go in. So we'll show you guys again. So from here, you kind of you bottom out over here, so we feel it. Okay, so now that's done. We grab our 15/16, go back to our quarter reverse. And again, if you want to know how to do custom ovals using Spectre inside of a slug, that was one of the courses that we had done. So if you know how to do that, you know how to do this, because basically this would be the same step as if we just had our slug installed into the ball. Okay, so it's just a couple more steps doing the interchangeable with ovals. So in this case, we're just going to do a round hole at 15/16. Okay, and like I said here, the beauty of this is that there's no locking mechanism at the bottom. So if I want to go deeper, like, you see how deep that was? Okay, because I had drilled using my Jopo drill bit, which is a lot deeper. So now I could really go really deep, okay, and allow someone that has a really long thumb to not bottom out using an interchangeable system. So again, this might be something that you didn't think about. But it definitely is a nice tool for those bowlers that have really long thumbs and they need something to help them out. Okay, so now all we have to do here is cut that off. So we're going to bring the machine back to 0. And like I said, another advantage is that you could use any existing 1.5-inch drill bit that you have in your rack. So this could be, if it's not your primary, it could easily be just a secondary option for you for some problem clients in terms of thumb depth. Okay. All right. Again, bevel knife, just kind of knock this out here a little bit. Okay, just take a twisting tool here, knock this in, and twist her out. And there we go. Okay, so that's how to install our Ultimate Thumb. Okay, so again, here we could just take a bevel knife, kind of knock off the top edge here, use also our sanding disc just to clean this up. Obviously bevel it like you would any hole, but basically this is the install process for the Ultimate Thumb. The Ultimate Thumb is a great installation tool that uses the existing drill bits in your rack, 1.5 inches, either from the switch grip set or from the Jopo set, so you can top that off. The outer sleeve does have that little top hat, which is great for controlling the depth from ball to ball. And one of the other big advantages is that you can bottom it out and drill through the base, and it does not hinder the locking mechanism. So if you have bowlers that have really long thumbs, this is definitely a way to go. So again, if you're familiar with anything that installs with a 1.5-inch diameter interchangeable, this should be very easy, very similar process, so make sure to check it out. And again, if you are interested in any other tutorials about interchangeables, we have them here, so check out for Switch Grip, Jopo Ultimate, or also Vice It. We hope that you like this tutorial, and we'll see you guys in the next one.